All right, so going to cook a little bit of something cool here. So I guess we got to talk about the ingredients that we have here. We have a couple of pork chops. Pork chop. Little bit of kale. Everybody loves kale. Total hipster fucking ingredient, whatever. We have an apple, couple of pears, some shallots. Everybody loves shallots. You ought to love shallots. It's kind of like an onion, but milder. And then in here I have, it's about 50-50 maple syrup and apple cider vinegar. About 50-50. Oh, and a little bit of thyme. So there we are. So first thing we do, one of the things I want to show you guys is that you can actually cook up a decent home-cooked meal in about 30 to 45 minutes. All it takes. So number one, let's go over here. Minus the time it takes to lay all this out and make it look great for a camera. Oh man, what do you want? So we got a cast iron skillet right here. Ouch. Full of lard. That's cool. Medium heat. Let that thing heat up a little bit, and little all-clad do-goody. Let's do that as well on medium heat. And this guy, let's give it. So my my cast iron that's heating up, that's all rubbed down. Well, that's all rubbed down with pig fat. This thing doesn't have anything in it, so let's just give it exactly 2 tablespoons of olive oil. That'll be good. So anyway, medium heat, I think, on both. And so while those things are cooking up, let's do some prep on the ingredients. Oh, this thing looks terrible. Let's clean this off. Clean the chef's knife off. And by the way, my lovely daughter is working the camera. Say hi, Cheyenne.
Hello.
There you go. Right. So we're good to go. Good to go on that. Yeah. All right. So one of the things that people tell you, so this is thyme. So this is just like 3 sprigs, I guess, of thyme. That's all you need. If you read a lot of recipes, they'll tell you that you need to strip the leaves off the stems and this whole kind of thing. You know what? I actually think there's tons of flavor in the stems. So in my opinion, what you ought to do is just cut the stems and the leaves up finely. They're perfectly fine. And as a matter of fact, I actually kind of like them. Especially when you cook them the way that I'm gonna. So, you know, save yourself some work. Oop. Ooh, it smells good too. And if you want, you can do like this. There you go. So, see? Got some finely diced thyme in there. Not bad. And let's do an apple. So, this one's got a sticker on it. Let's take the sticker off. And this, let's quarter it first. So, let's go in half. Half there, half there. There's some seeds and stuff in here. Just go like this. I think that some textbooks will have you quote core it, but just do this. Look at that. Apples are cheap. But let's do just a little bit more. pretty cool. And we're going to use these. We're actually going to cook these down a little bit. We're going to use them as like a salad kind of thing. So just, I don't know, just do some slices. Nothing complicated. There we go. Got the apple done. While we're sitting here, we've got a couple of shallots that we're going to do. The idea here, these apples are like nice and sweet when you really cook them down. And it's really neat when you have like a little bit of onion, kind of balance it out a little bit. So we have shallots, which are nice. Not too sweet, not too bitter, they're just kind of mild. I don't know. So just cut the ends off. Each side. Do like that. Cut them in half, kind of lengthwise, and just get rid of the skin. Just the outer skin. That's all you got to do. And by the way, this is an unedited video, so you're going to get to see what it's like to cook in real time. All right, so there we are. Now let's just thinly slice these things. Nothing particularly complicated. Just thinly slice them. Like I said, nothing complicated. That'll do. Nothing complicated. That'll work. All right, so we've had this thing heating up over here a little bit, under a little bit of oil. That's cool. Let's grab a little something here to make this easier to pick up. So let's put the apple in first. There we are. And let's grab a spoon or something. Yeah. And one of my favorite things to do is season things up in layers. So we got one ingredient down. Just a pinch of salt. Just sprinkle it just a little bit. Good. Stir it up. All right. And the whole idea here is this is going to become kind of sugary. This is a fruit. This is apple. So without adding any sugar, this is actually going to be a sweet little jelly kind of thing. It'll be good. Let that rock and roll for a minute. And let's see here. Let's grab some shallots. Oh, you know what? I want to do 2 shallots. Let's do another one. we are. Alright, those will sit down for a minute or two. Let's add some shallots. Give that a stir. We'll also break up the shallots a little bit. You can actually see the apple browning just a little bit. That's good. Oops. Stir the crap out of this. And let's let the shallots do their thing. And with the added shallots, we're going to add just a little bit of salt. A little kosher salt. There we go. Oh yeah. Oh, that'll be good. Just for like a couple of minutes. Let that rock and roll. And while we're at it, not too bad. Let's go ahead. We chopped up some thyme, nice and fine. Let's add that. That'll be good. Oh, you can really smell the thyme too. Kind of breaks through. Not too bad. And the other thing that we'll do, let's add, this is what's going to make it like sugary awesome. So again, I mentioned this earlier, this is 50-50 maple syrup, pure maple syrup, not the fake crap, and apple cider vinegar, about half and half. Yeah. That will get it syrupy, sugary, wonderful. Look at it, it's already looking pretty good. And one thing, I want this to cook down a bunch and get soft and jelly-like. So let's add some water to it. So, here we go. Probably give it about half cup. Just like that. I quieted it down. Oh, and you hear that splash on there? That means it's ready. So there we go. Let's stir this up and let that it's just on medium heat right now. Although I think I'd like to do more like a medium low. Let's let it cook down nice and slow. All right. In the meantime, we've had, oh boy, listen to this thing. We've had this guy over here cooking up like crazy. Not bad. All right. I don't know if the lard we had in there is enough, so let's give it a little bit of olive oil. And on this bad boy, we're going to lay down some steaks, some pork chops. But before I do, let's season them a little bit with some kosher salt. Not much to it. Just do kind of like that. Pat it in a little bit. Let's go over. Yeah. Nice. And let's lay them down. those rock and roll. While those are going, I'm going to have to prep some more vegetables. So let's see here. Move the kale out of the way for a minute. Let's do these guys. Not bad. I was going to do them in quarters, but I don't know. Let's chop them up a little bit finer. It'll be cooler that way. Something about like that. Yeah. That'll work. Alright. Yeah. That'll be cool. Those are cooking down. This is getting there. You know what? Let's keep this on. Go ahead and keep this on medium heat. Because I feel like these are going to be done well before this gets soft and jelly-like. There we are. Check on those in a minute. And how do my... Oh, you know, I forgot to mention, these are pears. I don't know if I mentioned that in the video. Did I mention that in the video before? That they were pears in the earlier part of the video? All right. Pears, just 2 pears. Most people will tell you, you know, cut them up and remove the core, all that kind of thing. A few seeds. Pears don't have a lot of seeds. They're not like apples. So if you got a few seeds in there, like that, you could leave it, or I guess if you want, just do that and get rid of it. But honestly, it doesn't matter that much. But here we go. I'll get rid of them. It's not really that important. Oh, the other thing we have kale. Now on this, for what I'm gonna do, yeah, you actually do want to kind of not do the stems. The stems are pretty bitter. So what I'm doing here is just peeling it away off the stems. And if you get a little bit of the finer stems, like from the tips and stuff on there, that's okay. Just mostly get rid of it. And what we're going to do, after I get this all kind of peeled off a little bit, like I said, it's not an exact science, just kind of mostly get it. I'm going to kind of curl it all up and cut it into ribbons. Kind of roughly chop it, you'll see. There we are. So with that, like so, you can kind of take it, get you out of the way. Kind of bunch it up, roll it up, more or less, and just hit it with the knife. And all you're really doing here is just roughly chopping it. Let's grab this a little bit tighter. Making sure to keep your fingers and thumbs out of the way, especially if you're as loaded as I am. Gotta be really careful about that. Alright, see? You can run the knife through here a few more times. But basically, all you're looking for is just kind of a rough chop. Not a fine dice, just rough chop. And we're going to end up cooking this down here in a minute. Nice. Alright, so we're back here. Oh, that has been cooking down. Look at that. It's starting to gel a little bit. Starting to get kind of sugary, a little bit nice. Keep that going. Oh. And on the pork chops, I think, let's try and flip one. All right, not too bad. Kind of the browning I'd like to see. I'm gonna let that rock and roll on the other side. Let's season that side a little bit. Give it just a little bit of seasoning. There we are. And we're kind of done, really. As far as the prep and everything goes. Keep stirring this. Hey, kitty. Alright. Oh man, looking good. Keep it on there. Keep cooking. I want this soft and sugary. Alright, what are these looking like? Yeah, not browned enough. Let them rock a little bit more. When these are done, because these have to cook for a long time, I'm trying to time this so that everything gets done at about the same time. It's kind of tricky, but when these are nice and browned on the bottom, I'm going to take them off and let them rest, and then I'm going to throw the pears in here and let the pears cook down for a little bit. And after the pears are just about done, I'm going to throw the kale in there. All you got, the kale wilts and cooks down really, really quickly. Like a minute or two is really it. So the pears will be almost done, pretty close to done. And then I'm gonna throw like that whole pile of kale in there, which is gonna reduce down, like, see how much, this looks like a ton of kale? After I get done with that, it's gonna be like half this. It'll be all cooked down. You'll see. And this is an unedited video, so you can see how long it actually takes to make a proper meal for your family. Not long, as it turns out. Not too bad. Oh man, that is looking good. That is really turning out to be something. Alright, That is crisping up. A little more. Little Dallas blonde. All right. What do you think, Cheyenne?
I want to try the apples.
You want to try the apples?
Yeah.
This in here?
Yeah.
That next to pork. Oof. Man, is that something. You're going to love this. All right, turn this down just a little bit. Yeah, buddy. All right, check these pork chops out. You know what? They're not going quick enough. Let's crank this. Alright, we're getting there now that we got it cranked. At this point they're cooked, I just want them browned nicely on both sides. Could actually check it on the thermometer. $195. I reckon that's good. I just want it seared. Oh, that looks good. Oh, there we go. Now we're good. Let's do that. So we'll let those rest on a plate for a little bit. Put this back down to medium. Give our apple maple syrup, apple cider vinegar a stir, and shallots. Look at that. Not too bad. All right. All right. Pear time. So all we need to do here is just soften these up for, I don't know, a few minutes. You'll see. The neat thing here is that they're cooking in all the fat that's left over from the pork and the little bit of olive oil that I used. So, just a few minutes. You know, my one gimmick, if I was a really good guy, I would actually have all of this edited into a really tight video. But the neat gimmick that saves me from having to do any editing is that you get to see it real time. This is exactly how long it takes, without any editing, to make a perfectly wonderful meal for your family. That's the gimmick. Unfortunately, it means that you get to watch a lot of BS. And while it is awesome that you get to see it real time, it also means I don't have to fire up a video editor. That's the cool part. Problem with that is it means I have to try and make this entertaining while you're watching shit soften up, which, you know, just Not going to be all that great at it, I don't know what to tell you. All right, let's stir this up a little bit more. Make sure that we are looking. Oh man, is them onions? Oh, is them onions cooked down? They caramelize. They get super sweet. Doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's gonna get laid over the pork here in a bit.
That sounds delicious. They kind of like stuck together.
Mm-hmm. Oh man. Yeah. Oh, that is fucking working. All right, are these tender yet? Let's try one. Toasty. That's tender. Kind of sweet too. All right. Well, with that tender, let's go ahead and throw some kale in there. Look at that.
It's very green now.
It's very green now, but watch this. This is the neat part. It won't be leafy green for long. With all this heat and all this fat that's in here, you're actually going to notice right before your eyes, it is going to reduce down, become kind of tender, a bit wilted. The trick with this, get it all mixed up real nice. And you want it about, a dish like this, I'd say halfway between completely fresh and completely overcooked. It's like a halfway point. So you want to kind of try and find, as you keep stirring it, see how it's wilting down? Remember how it was just a little bit ago? It was a huge green leafy mess. And now look, it's kind of mixing in there. This is good enough to turn the stove off. Cast iron will retain heat for quite a while. Is looking good. Let's stir the crap out of this. Yeah, oh, that's caramelized nicely. All right, stir this.
Let's play the stirring game.
Yep, kind of got it. Look, we can do both. I can walk and chew gum at the same time. Okay, so at this point, pears are softened, and that looks good. So, boop, off the heat. Let's see here. This part's easy. Clean this up a little bit. This has a little bit of saucy stuff on it. Alright, there we go. Lay that there. Now watch this. Trick here, we'll do this on both of these. Let's try and divide this up a little bit. Let's take about half this. Pears and all, throw it down there. Lay the pork chop on top. Same thing on this guy over here. I want to set you aside for a minute. Pears in that shard. Yeah. About like that. Take this, lay it on top, and then with this lovely mixture right here. Oh, look at that. This can go right over the top, just like that. Look at that. Right over the top. Oh, baby. Look at that. Zoom in on some of that goodness. Yes, ma'am. And there you are. We are done. Some pork chops with a little apple, little pear, little maple, little, the hell did I do?
Kale, pear, vinegar.
Kale, pear, yeah, little vinegar, all that, just, drunken good cooking. Anyway, see you.